This marks Democracy Day with high hopes of a better Nigeria. President Buhari speaks to Nigerians on Democracy Day, calls for synergy in governing Nigeria. Stakeholders call for stricter punishment for rapists. Governor Godwin Obaseki disqualified from participating in All Progressive Congress primary in Edo State. Good afternoon and welcome to DRTV Media News. I'm Ogalima Faru. Thanks for joining us. Yesterday was Democracy Day, a day set aside to commemorate June 12, 1993 presidential elections annulled by the military junta under former military president Major General Ibrahim Babangida. Democracy Day is now celebrated on June 12 after President Muhammadu Buhari reversed the earlier date of May 29th at Democracy Day on the 6th of June 2018. Pro-democracy activists celebrate the acclaimed winner of the Bush elections, late MKO Abiola. Democracy Day is a national public holiday in Nigeria. President Muhammadu Buhari says his administration has initiated some policies and programs designed to promote legal rights of Nigerians. President Buhari disclosed this in a broadcast to mark the 2020 Democracy Day in Abuja on Friday. He said that the policies and programs will facilitate the institutionalization of a responsive legal system, provide support to all constituted bodies in implementing their mandates, and improve the nation's custodian system of justice. According to him, his administration is focused in ensuring that Nigeria will always be governed by the rule of law. He noted with delight that the National Assembly had been an important partner in the quest to sustain democracy and achieve development objectives. He further lauded the Nigerian media for their doggedness in the struggle for democracy. The president also assures that his administration will continue to guarantee the freedom of the press. As Daltons joins other Nigerians to celebrate Democracy Day on June 12, the State Governor Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa has facilitated with Daltons and commended them for their support and contributions to the growth and development of the state. In a message to the people, Okowa said that June 12 was set aside as Democracy Day in Nigeria to commemorate the freest and fairest election in the history of the country and also to remember the sacrifices of the country's heroes past. He lauded Daltons for their commitment and cooperation with the state government in execution of its agenda, particularly the flagship, the Stronger Delta target. The governor noted that 2020 Democracy Day was being celebrated in a peculiar atmosphere of sobriety engendered by the prevailing COVID-19, which had jolted the world. He urged Daltons and Nigerians to imbibe and internalize the new culture of personal hygiene, including the use of face masks and observance of physical distancing while interacting in public, and appeal to them to support the government. Yesterday was June 12, a national public holiday in Nigeria, declared to commemorate the annulled June 12, 1993 election believed to have been won by Chief MKO Abiola. In this special report, correspondent John Glover writes on the significance of June 12 to the Nigerian democracy. The report.
June 12, 1993 will remain indelible in the minds of many Nigerians, as it was the day Nigerians believed that one of the freest and fairest presidential elections was held in the country. The June 12, 1993 presidential election was contested by Chief MKO Abiola of the Social Democratic Party, SDP, and Alhaji Ibrahim Tofa of the National Republican Convention, NRC. On June 14, the electoral umpire, National Electoral Commission, NEC, headed by Professor Humphrey Nowonsu, had announced the first batch of results, and Chief Abiola won 19 out of the 30 states and Federal Capital Territory. He won all the states of the Southwest, 3 of the 7 states in the Southeast, 5 of the 9 northern states, including Kano State, where his opponent hailed from, and 4 out of the 7 states in the Central Middle Belt. Many Nigerians were thrown aback when Professor Nowonsu, the NEC chairman, on the 16th June announced the suspension of further announcement of the election result following a court injunction obtained by the Association of Better Nigeria led by Chief Arthur Nzerebe. The straw that broke the camel's back was the annulment of the June 12 election, believed to be the freest and fairest by Nigeria's military president, General Ibrahim Babangida, on June 24. These attracted violent protests and nationwide strike across the country, and the presumed winner of the election, Chief MK Abiola, declared himself president and commander-in-chief. Chief Abiola was arrested and charged for treason. He later died in detention on June 8, 1998. Following the return of democratic rule in Nigeria on May 29, 1999, the day was marked Democracy Day and a public holiday in the country. But on June 6, 2018, President Muhammadu Buhari, in a bid to correct the wrongs of the past, declared June 12 the country's Democracy Day and public holiday to commemorate the annulled June 12, 1993 presidential election. Today, we mark the second year Nigerians will be celebrating Democracy Day on June 12. Some Nigerians speak on the significance of June 12 to the country and its citizens.
From a day that has no bearing with democracy to a day that was acceptable to all Nigerians, that yes, democratic election really took place that day, and democracy was modern. So we can say that day is a better day than May 29.
Well, the change of Democracy Day from May 29 to June 12 is a right in the right direction, because since I grew up to start voting an election, the 1993 June 12 election between NROC and SDP was the freest, most peaceful and fair election ever conducted in the history of Nigeria to date. The election was won by MK Abiola of his blessed memory.
The states, some of the states in the western part of this country, if you recall before now, despite the fact that other part of the country they celebrate 29th of May as Democracy Day, they in turn have been celebrating 12th June as their Democracy Day.
It shows that people, I said earlier that they have many significances. One, it shows the entire nature, the entire world, that people can vote in any person that they trust that can handle the governance of this country. The ticket we have then was all Muslims, but Christians voted en masse.
As Nigerians celebrate Democracy Day, let's live together in line with the vision of the founding fathers of the country. For DRTV News, John Glover.
As Nigerians celebrate Democracy Day, the Deputy Chief Whip of the Delta State House of Assembly, Honorable Solomon Igrapata, has urged stakeholders of the democratic project to sustain it in order to build and develop a viral nation. Honorable Igrapata, who represent Uwe constituency at the Delta State House of Assembly, paid glowing tributes to those who fought for the entrenchment of democracy in Nigeria and urged the present leadership to nurture it for the benefit of the people. He urged the federal government to always abide by the principles of democracy and give more powers to the state, as it is in other developed countries practicing presidential system of government. Honorable Igrapata assured Deltans that the state legislative House will continue to make laws that will have direct bearing and impact on the lives of the people. The Deputy Chief Whip of the Delta State House of Assembly wished Nigerians a happy celebration. In a similar development, the member representing Ugelinaf Constituency 2 in the Delta State House of Assembly, Honorable Eric Owarisi, has called for the deepening of the features of democracy that will benefit the people. In his reaction to the celebration of June 12 as Democracy Day, Honorable Owarisi lauded past elder statesmen and Democrats that fought for the enthronement of democracy in Nigeria. Honorable Oharisi, representing Ughelli North 2 constituency, noted that for democracy to be sustained, all stakeholders in the Nigerian project must fully support and practice true democracy that will benefit the people. He rejoiced with Democrats and Nigerians, especially the poor, assuring that the legislative body would make laws that would uplift the standard of living. Honorable Eric Oharisi reaffirmed his commitment to the principles of democracy, which brought him into power, and promised to ensure its sustenance. The Ughelli North Constituency 2 lawmaker assured people of his constituents that he would fulfill the promises he made during the 2019 campaigns. The Deputy Senate President, Senator Ovie Omoagege, says he is working in synergy with Honorable Francis Waive for the upliftment of the Robo Nation. The Deputy Senate President, who was speaking on the achievements of Honorable Francis Waive in the past 1 year, described the legislator as a man with passion to deliver the best to his people. The report. The Deputy Senate President said he's happy with the performance of Honorable Francis Waive, noting that his zeal for God and his people and his determination to succeed has made him to achieve so much within 1 year. Senator Omoagege said he had a very good working relationship with Honorable Francis Waive and hopes to build on that for the betterment of the Robo people.
Less than 9 months, but he's already left his mark, his footprints everywhere. We've had that synergy in ideas, synergy in service delivery to our people.
The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Femi Bajabiamila, said that he has been very impressed with Honorable Francis Waive, who though is a first-time member, but has made a vast impact on the House of Representatives. The Speaker described Honorable Waive as a God-fearing man who has been very hardworking since he was elected into the House. He expressed belief that the people of Ughelli North, Ughelli South, and Udu constituency will enjoy more dividends of democracy through the representation of Honorable Francis Waive.
I have picked up some things from him that he doesn't even know. I have picked up passion for what you do. Some people say I have passion for what I do, and I think I do. But his own passion is he even loses his school sometimes I've seen him do that. He said he's a man of God. The politics is already rubbing off on him. If he knows what I'm talking about, a few weeks on the floor, on the floor, he displayed the kind of passion he had for his people from Delta.
In separate interviews, the Okubaro of Ujemi Kingdom, Owawa II, and Archbishop Solomon Bakara expressed satisfaction at the performance of Honorable Francis Waive. Honorable Francis Waive has in the past 1 year engaged in massive electrification projects of rural communities, empowerment of women and youth, job placement of qualified indigenes, and facilitated construction of roads and bridges by the federal government in Ughelli South, Ughelli North, and Udu Federal Constituency. It was World Day Against Child Labor. It is usually celebrated annually on the 12th of June. The World Day Against Child Labor was first launched in 2002 to raise awareness against child labor. The day is expected to bring together governments, local authorities, and civil society groups to advocate for the rights of children, but due to the COVID-19 pandemic, there was little or no gathering. The theme of this year's COVID-19 is Protect Children from Child Labor Now More Than Ever. June 12th every year is World Day Against Child Labor. The General Assembly of the United Nations set the day aside to create awareness on the need to discourage acts that would violate the rights of children. As Nigerians join the rest of the world to mark the 2020 World Day Against Child Labor, some parents are calling on the government at all levels to put in place committees that will go around to arrest and sanction individuals or groups who still indulge in the violation of the rights of the children. The report.
Child labor, which is described as acts that denies children their human rights, including access to education, have over the years been seen as a worrisome trend, as experts say the inability of children to seek elementary education affects their upbringing. Some scholars have even called for stringent punishment for anyone depriving children from gaining education adding that parents can send their children on errands but not during school hours. Reacting to the United Nations determination to always inform the public on issues about human endeavors, one of the respondents, Dr. Chukwudi Ekukwoma, says this year's World Day against child labor will not be complete if the government fails to punish anyone who violates the rights of a child. Dr. Ekukwoma, who says there is a lane difference between child labor and child trafficking, implored the Delta State government to bring back Edu Mashas and other officials saddled with the responsibility of monitoring children during school hours. The respondent called on parents to give birth to the number of children they can take care of, stressing that by so doing, the problem of child labor will be half solved.
When you talk about child labor, you are talking about exploitation. You are talking about taking unfair advantage. For instance, when you see children hawk, and then these children hawk around, taking the position of to earn income for family use, and they are not actually supposed to be breadwinners of their family. And you see that these children are denied the access to regular schooling.
The 2020 theme of the World Day Against Child Labor is COVID-19, Protect Children Now More Than Ever.
Rape has been described as a cancerous pandemic, eating through the foundation of the society and creating an unsafe environment for all. The state chairman of the Nigerian Association of Women Journalists NAWOJ, Comrade Pat Bemudu, stated this during a stand-up campaign tagged Stand Against Rape and Other Gender-Based Violence. The event was organized by the Delta NAWOJ in partnership with civil society organizations and women associations in the state. The report.
The various groups involved in the Stand Against the Rape campaign include the Nigeria Association of Women Journalists, NAWOJ, Delta State Chapter Medical Women Association of Nigeria, International Federation of Women Lawyers, Association Against Child, Sexual and Gender-Based Violence, Ideal Child Foundation, Courageous Girls and Women Initiative, Working Fingers and Soroptomists International, gathered at the Interbo roundabout as about dressed in apron strings and carrying placards bearing various inscriptions such as Stop Rape Now. Leave me alone means no. Say no to rape. Rape is a crime. Stop killing our girls. Say no to child molestation. Don't wait to be a victim. And no to sexual violence. Their dressing and chants caught the attention of passers-by and commuters, most of whom slowed down to get the messages. In her remarks, Comrade Pat Bemudu called for the domestication of the Violence Against Persons Prohibition VAPP Act in Delta State, adding that stricter punishments should be meted out to rapists to serve as deterrent to other criminal-minded persons. The state NAWOJ chairperson said proper parenting was key in the fight against rape and urged parents to groom both the boys and girls into responsible and supportive citizens. Comrade Bemudu advocated that rapists should be blamed, shamed, and punished, and not the victims. Leaders of the various civil society groups and women associations present said the campaign has become necessary given the increasing speed at which minors and adults, including boys and girls, were being raped in different parts of the country. The state chairman of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, NUJ, Comrade Mike Ikogu, who came with some NUJ members to support the female journalists in their efforts to curb rape in the society, said rape is a crime that should be punished.
Police in Osun State have arrested a 75-year-old man, Jacob Anila, for allegedly raping a 15-year-old hawker at his apartment in Osogbo. The victim was allegedly hawking a local gin when Mr. Ayila raped her at Oja area of the state capital. Also said the victim of the attack helped her parents to hawk following the compulsory school vacation imposed to curb the spread of COVID-19. Confirming the incident, the Osun State Police spokesperson Yemisi Opolola said the case was reported at Oja Police Divisional Headquarters. The Inspector General of Police, IGP Mohammed Adamu, has called for improved partnership, strategy and joint operations by the police and other relevant stakeholders to stage a common front against rape, child molestation, trafficking in person and other sexually based violence in the country. The IGP stated this at the Force Headquarters Abuja during a tripartite meeting between the police chief and the heads of National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Person (NATIB) and the National Human Rights Commission (NHRC). Force Public Relations Officer Frank Mba quoted IGP Adamu that rape and other sexual offences have become a menace not only in the country but globally. He assured that the force is repositioning gender desk officers in all police commands to effectively investigate cases of gender-based violence and ensure perpetrators do not go unpunished. The IGP further assured that all enhanced working relationship with NATIB and the NHRC to evolve a proactive and comprehensive national response to the issues of sexual offences in the country. The number of coronavirus cases in Nigeria has continued to soar high. The Nigerian Center for Disease Control (NCDC) made the announcement on its Twitter handle. According to the NCDC, Lagos State recorded 354 new cases followed by Rivers State with 51, while Ogun State is 48, Gombe is 47, Oyo is 36, Imo State had 31. Delta State recorded 28 new cases of COVID-19 Thursday night, while Kano had 23, Bauchi 18, Edo 12, Katsina is 12, Kaduna 9, Anambra 7, Jigawa 5, Kebbi and Ondo State had 4 each, while Nasarawa State recorded 1 case. The number of discharged COVID-19 cases in Nigeria is 4,494 with 387 deaths. The chairman of the Ethiop West Local Government Area, Honorable Solomon Gole, has commended the Nigerian Navy in Uganda for their cooperation in ensuring peace building and security in the area. The chairman stated this during a courtesy visit by the Navy principal officers of the command led by the Flag Officer Commanding Logistics Command Uganda, Rear Admiral Sileranda Shamala in Ethiopia East Local Government Area. The report.
Honorable Solomon Goli, who appreciated the Navy for their hard work in the local government area, said the Nigerian Navy has been so helpful in terms of providing maximum security for the people of Ethiopia. The chairman also appealed to the Navy principal officers to also consider the people of the area in terms of employment when the Navy starts recruitment. Honorable Goli added that his administration will continue to work with the security body in terms of providing a peaceful environment free of crime.
I can say they have rendered so much help to us in times of distress. At a point in time, Ethiopia was involved with kidnapping, and I'm so appealing that we should continue that same line. There's one particular appeal I want to make on behalf of the people of Ethiopia. Definitely, when in terms of recruitment into the Navy, I know on one or two occasions, the then officer appointed. I say there's need for us to give us concession. The people of Ethiopia, not just Uganda, let's put out that anybody from the same month Uganda, if you are in need or are looking for recruitment, if they want to recruit them, they are rich.
Flag Officer Commanding Logistic Commander Rear Admiral Siliranda Smiley Lassa commended the state governor Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa for his passion in developing the state. He also hailed the former governor of Delta State, Chief James Ibori, for making it possible for the Nigerian Navy to function in the area. Rear Admiral Lassa described the Ogara people as peace-loving as they have provided a conducive environment for the Navy to operate. Promised to work in unity with the local government chairman in maintaining peace and reducing crime rate in the area.
Sincerely, I must thank you for the cooperation that has existed before now, and to pledge that we will continue to support you in whatever way that you desire.
Also present during the courtesy visit was Vice Chairman of the Council, Chief Obukoko Omarekpoge, the Secretary to the local government, Mr. Moses Okwe, HPM, Mr. Robinson, including some members of the legislative arm and some heads of department, including others.
The World Bank, assisted by Delta State Nigerian Erosion and Watershed Management Project NUMAP, has trained over 1,000 farmers on climate change adaptation farming project implementation established in Ogbokpa and Uku-Uzu community in Anocha North local government areas of the state. The project coordinator, Delta NUMAP, Mr. Isaac Ofiofio, disclosed this in his opening remark at a two-day climate change adaptation project capacity building program organized by NUMAP in collaboration with the project's individual consultant at the respective benefiting communities. The state project coordinator of NUMAP, represented by the National Resource Specialist, Mr. Benedita Wankocha, said the essence of the Train the Trainer farming program was to teach the farmers and give them technical assistance to improve their farming yields and livelihood throughout the year. Mr. Afiofio stated that the training program was also aimed to build the capacity of the farmers so that they will be able to adhere to modern practices of climate change that is totally inevitable. He explained that there is usually a gap between November and April during the dry season, saying that a practice that will help farming continue throughout the year for the farmers to achieve bumper harvest has been evolved. Mr. Ufofio called on the farmers to adopt the modern way of farming techniques, which he said was would better the traditional way of farming, even as he expressed satisfaction over the large turnout of stakeholders from both communities. The principal consultant for the Climate Change Adaptation Farm Project, Dr. Victor Chukwu, said the sustainability of the project in Owoka and Uku-Uzu communities was assured. He disclosed that more than 500 bundles of cassava stems of pro-vitamin A, maize, coconut, orange, pear and other varieties of seedlings have been distributed to the farmers in the locality. Dr. Chukwu enjoined participants at the workshop to adopt the modern principle of farm practices to improve their livelihood, generate income and reduce poverty in their communities. Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki has been disqualified from participating in the ruling All Progressive Congress APC primary election scheduled for June 22nd. The embattled governor was disqualified by the screening committee for the party's governorship primary. Jonathan Abuba, chairman of the screening committee, disclosed this while presenting his report on Adams Oshomole, APC national chairman, at the National Secretariat in Abuja. The federal government says the Civil Aviation Regulator, Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, ACAA, will determine the resumption of domestic flights in the country based on their preparedness. National Coordinator of the Presidential Task Force PTF on COVID-19, Dr. Aliyu, revealed this at the daily news conference of the PTF in Abuja. Dr. Aliyu said that the PTF was yet to receive any update from the aviation sector on its preparedness to resume flight operations. According to him, NACC was given a window of 3 weeks for it to prepare. The PTF coordinator said the aviation industry was requested to start developing protocols for domestic flights to resume anytime from June 21st. Recall that the government had in March shut the nation's airport and airspace as part of efforts to curtail the spread of COVID-19 pandemic in the country. And with our report, we come to the end of DRTV Media News. But before we go, a quick look at our highlights. Today is Democracy Day, a day set aside to commemorate June 12, 1993 presidential election annulled by the military junta under former military president Major General Ibrahim Babangida. Democracy Day is now celebrated on June 12 after President Muhammadu Buhari reversed the earlier date of May 29th, Democracy Day, on the 6th of June 2018. President Muhammadu Buhari says that his administration has initiated some policies and programs designed to promote the rights of Nigerians. President Buhari disclosed this in a broadcast to mark the 2020 Democracy Day in Abuja. And on that note, we call it a day on DRTV Media News. I'm Ugali Mafro. Thanks for watching.